Shalom, shalom, friends. It's great to be with a bunch of you this afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Feel free to comment over here, share where you are, what you're feeling, what you're thinking. This is a time of isolation. This is a time of separation, and yet we can respond to this by coming together, by being together in solidarity, with kindness and love, and to think together, to learn together, to sing together. And so last week, if you missed it, you can find it. I wanted to learn Psalm 91 with you. Really powerful psalm, very moved by it. And today I want to look at Psalm 103 together from Sefer Tehillim, from the book of Psalms, traditionally attributed to David HaMelech, King David. And what's remarkable about the book of Psalms is that, yes, you can pray it, you can treat it as a religious work, but you can also treat it as a psychological work, as a work of the exploration of human emotions, of sadness, of happiness, of joy, of distress, of fear, of excitement. Um, and what we see in Psalm 103 is something remarkable. Not only a lot of human emotion, but human striving in emulation of the divine path, in emulation of what we understand to be the perfectly good. Let me give a few examples, and I hope you'll learn the whole Psalm 103. But here's a few examples. It says in verse 3 that God is Harophe, the healer, a healer, right? And with all of these descriptions, some of us who have a certain relationship to the divine might pray to this dimension of divinity, but we also might look to emulate these traits. It says in the Talmud, the work of the rabbis, that we learn the virtues of God in order that we can become godly, in order that we can emulate such traits rather than just doing the good. We want to be the good. We want these traits to emanate from us. And so in verse 3 it says, God is Harophe, a healer, a doctor. What a respect for medical professionals today, for those in mental health or in working in hospitals. And each of us can be healers also, for others who are struggling, by reaching out, by supporting each other. In verse 4, it talks about Hagoel. God is a redeemer, right? Our ability to liberate and redeem one another. Verse 5 talks about Hamasbiah, that God is one who satisfies, fulfills others' desires, our ability to meet each other's needs through our interdependence, our interconnectivity, our kindness. And verse 6, the verse that we're going to return to, Osei Sedakot Adonai Umishpatim Lachol Ashukim. Do acts of justice and pass judgment or defend the oppressed. That we should emulate God's desire to see a more just society, and in particular to defend and stand up for those who are downtrodden, those who are in deep poverty, those who have sickness, those who are alienated and excluded, those who are the most marginalized from our communities and our societies. Verse 8 says, Rahum vechanun, God is merciful, compassionate, erech apayim v'rav chesed, that God is slow to anger and kind, that in our own lives we can not suppress or repress, but manage our anger, our rage, our frustration, and we can be merciful and do acts of kindness. We keep seeing over and over in Psalm 103 the value of forgiving, being forgiving of others. That doesn't mean that we're not committed to truth, doesn't mean we forget, but to be forgiving of those who err around us. And then the last one to highlight now, although Psalm 103 is really loaded with these beautiful attributes, is chesed. Verse 17, we learn about chesed, about love and kindness. So again, many traits to emulate here, to emulate in our own lives, to be a rofe, to be a healer for others, to be a goel, to be a redeemer, to be a masbia, one who satisfies others. Osei sedakot Adonai umishpatim l'chol ashukim, to stand up for the downtrodden, to stand up for justice. Rachum v'chanun, to be merciful. Erech hapayim rav chesed, to be someone who is slow to anger and is merciful towards others, to be forgiving. It's such a rough world, to be more gentle with others. We all make mistakes, every one of us. Rather than just pointing at others, to be reflective upon ourselves and to be forgiving of others and to do chesed, to do love and kindness. And friends, I want to remind us also that not only is this a moral teaching of how we can develop our characters, how we can live by these divine virtues within our own human strivings, how we can channel these emotions towards our own actualization, but also how we can be godly towards ourselves in addition to the other, right? That we can be healers, self-healers, give space for our own healing, that we can be self-redeemers. We can help to fulfill our own desires. We can do justice, defend justice for ourselves and not be trampled upon. We can be forgiving of ourselves, merciful to ourselves. We can be kind and loving to ourselves because v'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, we should love another like ourselves, which implies, as every commentator suggests, that we have to start with a self-love. We have to have a self-respect, a sense of our own dignity, and see our own value, and from there emanates a respect and a value for the other as well. So Psalm 103, I want to sing just one verse together, which is verse 6, which I quoted above, do acts of justice and defend the oppressed, both to do that for ourselves and to do that for others, that this can be our legacy, that in any large or small way, we can take a stand to be voices for those who are not seen, for those who are not heard. Each of us has a part of ourselves that is crying from our own sickness, from our own grief, from our own loss, our own poverty, our own mourning of a loved one who has passed, our own challenges in our lives. Each of us has a part of ourselves that is crying. Some of us are very in touch with our inner cry. We hear that pain within us, and some of us are alienated from it. And so we have a chance to reflect on our pursuit of justice, our pursuit of standing with the downtrodden, both for those we love, those we don't love yet, and also for our inner cry as well. Again, Psalm 103, verse 6, the words are Osei sedakot Adonai umishpatim l'chol ashukim. It's a melody that some of you will recognize. Normally with Psalms, we'll use a melody that's a little bit more serious and reflective. This is a more joyful melody. It goes like this. Oh, say sedakot Adonai umishpatim lechol ashukim. Got that? Oh, say sedakot Adonai umishpatim lachol ashukim. Here's the second part. Oh, say sedakot Adonai umishpatim lechol ashukim. Oh, say sedakot Adonai umishpatim lechol ashukim. Ay 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 ay. Hi la 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 hi la 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 hi la 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 hi la 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 la. Friends, wishing you strength, wishing you good health and healing, wishing us solidarity to bridge our divides, to come together, to be together in song, in prayer, in hope, and in healing. Let's keep learning together. Let's keep singing together. And friends, Psalm 103, it says there's angels. Let's be angels for each other. Let's go out today in any way we can to help to lift someone else up in the smallest way. A little text, email, a phone call, a little message we send out. If we have the financial means to support someone who's struggling, if we have words of hope to share that with someone else, anything we can do, just a smile, anything we can do to help to stand up together each day in hope and in health. God bless.